Jonathan, was Mom, I'm Fine is just a message to your mother, or was it like a planned project? And I've always been wondering what's up with the dad. Where is the dad?
Well, he's not here tonight.
Apparently not.
I hope not. So basically, no, it was a planned project. This is a bit special. So my passion was to travel. And the problem with traveling is not only what it costs, is the fact that you're not making money when you're traveling. I mean, normally. This is what I thought like years ago. And then I found out about a guy called Where the Hell is Matt. I don't know if a lot of people know him, but I was looking at his videos and I was really a fan. And I thought, wow, this guy was able to do videos and find sponsors. And I was like, he was traveling with his girlfriend, getting paid for that, and it was in 2008 or something. So there was not even Instagram. And I said, okay, if I can have an idea and do this, why not me? And I have a Mexican mom. I don't know if someone has a Mexican mom here, but that promise is quite special. And so as she was worried because I sold my car, I sold my company, I decided to travel, I told this to my mom. She was worried, so I decided, okay, this is the thing. I'm not speaking in English to her, I'm speaking in Spanish. And I said, okay, this is what I want to do. Well, it's simple, Mom, I'm fine. Everywhere that I'm traveling, jumping out of a plane, etc. And in the worst case, my mom's going to be happy, my friends are going to laugh, and in the best case, I'm going to have a sponsor and be able to travel more.
So
but it went better than that. And concerning my father, it's just that Mom and Dad, I'm fine, is way longer. And my father is Belgian, so he's like, okay, just travel, it's fine.
It's just a Belgian kind of attitude,
Yeah, so my dad knows I'm fine, so he doesn't need that.
So is the rest of the world. Thanks God. So Jonathan, you're giving a conference called Why Marketers Are Wrong About Influencer Marketing.
Yes.
Can you tell us what's the point you're trying to make here?
Yes, well, I know that there are a lot of brands here present, and this is why I came. It's because I don't have a lot of time, plus they have to speak too. So I believe that there is like a problem in our society at the moment, like marketing-wise, concerning influencer marketing and what people do usually. It's not what I think, it's actually figures. So I can give you some examples of things that I noted that happened to me through my story that I can tell that are things that are not working. So the first thing is that I call it the senior problem. Usually the ones that are in charge of taking marketing decisions in big companies are people that are not millennials. They don't know anything about cell phones, and usually I can name some, I don't know if I can name that, but a bottle, Reds, well, I think you know. And they come to you and they say, oh, by the way, can you just come and put your sign next to like a truck and say, hey, this is like thing. No, this is the big difference, that we give your message with our words, and this is why it's authentic. It's people can relate, and we are recommending this. But if we just do this like traditional media, like television, radio, etc., it doesn't work. Plus, they don't pay attention to the fact that in 2025, 75% of the population will be millennials, and they don't know how to deal with this. So I'm giving a conference explaining this, and I really believe that it's a problem because we don't know how to communicate together, and I think they should listen a little bit more.
Awesome. So my next question is, what's the future for the Moms I'm Fine and the social media in general? How do you see this in 5-6 years? What's going to happen? What would be the next chapter?
Well, I've never expected to have something. I mean, what happened to me is like really unreal. It went way further than what I could imagine. I'm already blessed and grateful for what happened. If it stops now, I'm really super happy. I had a name on a plane. I met Cristiano Ronaldo on campaigns. I had the craziest thing that happened. I traveled like really a lot, and that has been 3 years. But now I think that we have a responsibility. At the beginning, I just wanted to have a sponsor, and now there are like hundreds of thousands of people following me. And I know I'm going to use this message as like, I know there are a lot of influencers here, and I want to give this message, is that everyone here of you has got a responsibility. I'm talking to the influencers. There are millions of people here. We saw that there are 240 millions of reach in this room. And the thing is that I think that the market is a little bit going down because we see a lot of apps and bikinis. Don't get me wrong, I like bikinis, but I do.
Different message.
Yeah, but the thing is this, is that in the end, what we're talking about is authenticity and doing things for others. And now I'm creating a foundation because I think that I've got the responsibility. I want to give a positive message. I want to have like impact. Like every
It's your
millionaire
way
does
to
it, but I really want it. What I want to do, I want to create a school made out of plastic in Mexico. And the idea is that you don't have to do crazy projects like this. You just have a voice and people are listening to you. How will people remind you? What people will think about you? Like, is it just about plates or making fun? And I like plates and having fun, not saying the opposite. But I think that I really hope that people will do a little bit more and be thinking about others.
Awesome. So that's pretty much your way of contributing to society, which is amazing. Thank you, Jonathan.
And sorry, there is the last part, is like you were talking about where is going social media, because it was like, I've got the clothing line and the project, the foundation and everything.
This is actually a general question to all of you, like what's going to happen next? 'Cause that's
and to me, social media, it's really difficult to predict where it's going. I think that definitely it's going to be videos. I read that 80% of the communication in 2020 will be videos, so I bet it's going to be videos, and we see the way it's improving, that it's more and more videos. We read a little bit less. But,
is it going to be like a different source, like something new?
I
compared
don't know,
to what
because
we have now, like
if
Instagram?
you pay attention, it's moving so fast, because now in Europe there is Article 13 that might destroy YouTube for Europeans. There is like, every time it's like changing of base, but in the end it's videos.
Like,
because
for instance,
stories, like if you look at stories, if you look at short videos, 1 minute, like 15 seconds, 6 seconds for Vine, like there were like a bit of everything. So, but to me, it's definitely going to be videos, and hopefully more authentic.
Yeah.
You wanna go?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, if you do notice, like, there is also like boomerangs, like, even the form of photos at the moment are in a way video, because even though a boomerang is still classified more of a photo, the motion aspect of it, I mean, it's just like more eye-grabbing, the way that visuals are when they're moving versus when they're like a static shot. Even like Facebook, like the way that they like make those little montages of like reminders of like you've been friends with this person for like a week or like a year or however long. It's always like photos that have been turned into a little video montage. So the video montage aspect is just so much more attractive.
No, I totally agree with you guys. I don't think we're going to know what platforms are going to be new in like 4 or 5 years. I don't think we'll ever be able to. Yeah, even in a year, I don't think we'll be able to know that unless we're actually inventing our own platforms, which would be awesome. But video, 100%. I think it's like the one thing that really makes you grow. So if my advice to anyone who's not doing videos at the moment is you've got to get into videos. It has huge potential to get millions of views, whereas photos don't really have the potential to go viral, but a video does.
Do you guys also ever go live on Instagram?
Yeah.
So that's another tool like that is really effective, and a lot of people are using it now.
I know some people using it and they're doing awesome at it, and they're really using it to their advantage. Like, for example, they'll go live and they'll say, okay, I'm going to go live with one of my fans right now. All you need to do is go and like my last post, and then whoever likes it and comments it first will come live with me. So they're actually feeding those live views into their recent post, which is using it really, really effectively. I haven't yet done that. I think live is awesome, but it's just another thing to do.
Yeah, it's like every little thing is like a different one.
I think with live is that you can actually montage anything, so you just the way you are, and I think that what attracts people at this point.
It just totally depends where your focus is on, right? Because if you're doing Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then you have to concentrate on lives on top of that, it's just juggling what's more important, I think. Yeah.
Makes sense. So what's so unique about your content, Alex?
Mine?
Yeah.
We're going to skip you again.
Rockstar blonde.
I create car entertainment. So I just want to make cars relatable, real, and fun. Because 99% of us are not car experts. But we all kind of have a relationship to cars. Most of us would still drive a car. If we don't own them, we would still get behind the wheel of one at some point. And so what we find on cars at the moment is pretty much all written by experts, which can make it a little bit confusing for people. They don't understand the language, they feel intimidated by it. So I'm just trying to make cars really relatable and cool and fun. Yeah.
Do you think content is everything, to grow the audience and become an influencer? I know it's essential, but still it's not everything, right?
No, it's
What
everything.
else? What
Flat
else?
out, it's just everything. No, content is king. Content is everything. Except if you're already well known for something else. So say if you're like Leonardo DiCaprio and you're an actor, you're going to grow naturally on Instagram and in social media because people will follow you because they already know you. But if no one knows you from being an actor or a singer or something like that, you have to be creating interesting content to grow. Because every one of us is on social media, so how do you push through the crowd? How do you do it? You need to create different, entertaining, interesting content, otherwise no one will ever see you. So I think what's really important as well is to focus on being visual and for example, like when you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, how often do you scroll through and you've not got the sound on? You're just looking. That is super, super important for content creators to be making videos where people can understand it without even listening. So it's got to be super visual, and if there is if you're saying something, you should subtitle it or have some kind of words on the screen so that people can understand what's going on. So I think that's super important. Just one more thing. If every influencer and content creator in this room gave you a shout out, it still wouldn't help you grow unless you've got content that people want to see. So they would come to your profile, but if you're not offering anything different, they're not going to click follow.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And the product is good, it speaks for itself, just like in any other industry. So, Alex, is this being the only woman?
We've got 10 seconds, quick.
Yeah, we are very time limited. Is this because you're also the one and only woman in the brutal and very mannish industry who creates?
Is that what
kind
makes
of
my
content?
content different,
Yes, so
being a woman?
Yes.
I think at the beginning it didn't, because there are a lot of women actually on social media in the car.
No, not in social media,
Oh, what
but
do
in
you
the
mean?
car industry, like, related with cars.
No, there are lots of women in cars.
Dominated by men.
It's dominated by men, it is,
Yes.
absolutely. But there are more and more that I've been doing this, the more I found women like kind of coming out of the woodworks going, oh my God, I love cars too. I didn't really know it was normal. So that was really, really nice to see that women come up to me and they're like, I feel normal now, that I can love cars or I can be in a male-dominated industry, which is awesome. But that didn't really make me unique at the beginning because a lot of women are on social media talking about cars. What made me different was the content, doing content differently from everyone else. And now that I can generate millions of views, I'm the only woman in the car world who can do that now. So that's what makes me unique now, but it didn't at the beginning. Do you get what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry,
Thanks
overcomplicating it a
for
bit. But
explaining this. Yes, absolutely.
yeah, cool.
Okay, thank you. Gabe?
Yeah.
Gabe, you've got 5 seconds.
Hello.
Yeah,
Don't
to
keep
kind
silent.
of touch on that. I just want to let you guys know that part of that for me is that establishing a brand for yourself is really what I feel like makes you different than other people. Is that there are people that do different kinds of content like car videos or that, but what was successful for you is you established yourself and you made yourself so that when people see your videos, they know it's her.
Yeah.
And they know it's my videos. So making your own little methods that can be something as small as maybe the way that you wear a hat or the way that you wear a certain color. I have 2 friends that wear red and blue every video, and so their comments are dominated on that, and then they started releasing merchandise around that. It's those little things that really help kind of remind someone. They add a little bit of a personal factor to it rather than just, oh, this is a content creator I watch. If you're looking at someone that has something that you kind of remember and it's something about them, then you kind of feel like it's a friend. I mean, you notice your friend wearing a certain shirt always. You make a comment on those kind of things. So to me, those little things, they don't really talk about it too much on social media. People always talk about oh, growth is only just numbers. But it's no, how do I make myself also different? How do I really allow myself to fit in this space that is so saturated in certain ways, but also still be able to make my name different?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it can be the smallest things, I can never dye my hair again.
Yeah.
Supercar blondie, that's it. And that's kind of what I'm known for, my blonde hair
that's
now,
a brand.
So,
Yeah. You're not eligible. You're not allowed to change it.
No, that's it.
That's official. Okay, Gabe.
I've got cut
Done
off
here.
there.
This party is officially over.
All right.
We have a couple more questions for Gabe. Is this
Please.
One more.
I'll
One
answer
more.
one more.
Okay, we're allowed to ask one more. In your opinion, do you feel that comedy sector is saturated on the social media?
So with that, with what I was just saying about how like there are so many different creators within it where, yeah, there is so many different forms of comedy, and obviously there's like comedy that people like go on the line of things that can be offensive, and then there's the ones that are very clean content, which is more me. Like I do very PG content where I try and target to younger audiences. It is one of those things where, yes, there are certain elements that all comedy videos have where you feel like, oh, maybe the saturation of like a joke's gonna have this punchline. But if you think about it, every story has like a beginning, middle, and end. So there's always that intimidation factor where people feel like, oh, my joke isn't gonna be original. People are gonna predict it. But it's not really about the joke itself, it's really your delivery. I've had friends deliver the same joke that I have, and to be honest, they delivered it 10 times better, and it's performed 10 times better, and they may not have even had more followers. It was just, when a joke's delivered a certain way, it gives off a different feel. And so the joke can be original in its own way, and it can also be inspired by something. That doesn't really mean that you didn't think of it. So there's always a little bit of creativity in like working collaborations. Like whenever I collaborate with people, if we come up with the joke together, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I did 25% of this, he did 75. We're gonna say either we came up with it together, or if you wanna be selfish, you can say, it's on my page, it's my joke. So you can do it like that, but there's just this, I guess, intimidation that's built into social media where if a joke's been done before, people really feel like, oh, I cannot post it because someone got to the joke before me. But I mean, look how many people do social media. The chances that your joke is going to be 100% original is just, so I wouldn't say saturated as much as just that, just keep doing what you do. And like, for me, I've tried doing jokes consistently, and I mean, there are a lot that just fall on their face, and I'm like, okay, maybe not that one. But when you get one that works, it kind of really kind of just starts rolling with it, and then just you find yourself. So that's really it with that.
Thank you.